Hello friends, welcome to our channel Learn New Desire. Thanks for your suggestions and comments on our last video. Today we are going to start a brand new series on Scratch programming language. In this series, I would like to teach kids about Scratch programming. So before diving deep into Scratch, I would like to tell what Scratch is. Scratch is a block-based visual programming language and a website developed by MIT Media Labs to make children learn programming easily. So the interface is very easy to understand and very interactive. So you can directly pick some blocks and drop into the main coding area, and you can start interacting with the characters, and you create a games or whatever you want to like to create. With no more delay, let's directly jump into Scratch programming language. Okay friends, this is our Scratch platform. When you hit scratch.mit.edu, this screen should pop up. So when you first log into your account, you can see these options: create, explore, ideas, about, and search. So explore will take you to different projects which are already part of. Yes, you can build this kind of projects. Let me load some project. This is not mine, I'm just loading some project. So you can choose some. Yes, you can create these kind of projects using Scratch. So let us start with the basics. If you click on create, you should be able to see this screen. So before diving deep into creating some project, let me show you quick overview of the platform. So the top bar, this particular top bar, you will have option to choose different languages, file wherein you can create new file, or you can save this file to your local machine, or you can save it as a copy as well. So edit, you can turn on the turbo mode. Tutorials is what I showed you. You can see different tutorials and projects in Scratch. It's an open source, so anyone can create and contribute to these things. So if I come to this right side, you have this screen generation. This is the place where you can create all your screens, and you can click into full screen mode, toggle these settings, you can make it even smaller or the normal size. So I prefer this size, it will be visible to you as well. When I come to the left side, there are main three blocks. One is code, costume, sounds. Code, we have different 8 to 9 different categories of blocks, which says motion, looks, sound, events, control, sensing, operators, variables, and my blocks. These operations, variables, and my blocks are pretty advanced topics. I'll cover it in coming videos. Let's start with these blocks. So motion blocks are useful to make your character. By the way, characters are called sprites. I'll be referring them as sprites from now. So you can make these sprites move around and create whatever game or animation you want to create. So you can add different sprites, you can add your own sprites as well, but Scratch provides so many different sprites, so you can quickly choose one and start with one of these sprites. So yeah, next comes the backdrop. Currently it's very empty, so you can just click and choose different backdrops as well. So let us choose quickly a desert. Yeah, so our sprite is now in desert. So this cat. So this is how you create different scenes and you code them how you want to move left and right, or based on your key operations or coding or whatever you want to make a game or something. You can drag these. This is the coding area, so you can drop these blocks just like that, and when you click on that, you see your character or sprite is moving. So when I say this, let us quickly go through all these blocks. So motion blocks are very simple. Right away, if you drag one more, you can just turn it around. By the way, you can add adjustments to your size or something. If you want to make it cat look even bigger, you can make that. If you want to make it smaller, you can just do that as well. You can make it smaller as well. So let us keep it back into the normal position, and also the direction wherein you want your sprite to position. So let us put back into 90 degrees position. So yes, so looks how your what all things you want your character to say. Say if you click on this block, it will say hello for 2 seconds. So these are different looks how your character should look and how it should play some different costumes. What I mean by costumes, if you want to just see switching the portion, you can see that you can change the costumes. You can find the costumes under this costumes tab. I'll come to that part in a while. So then comes sounds. Sounds are also provided directly from scratch. You can just play, or let me just hit this. Yeah, I think it's audible. Yeah, so this is how you can just make, just you can clean up these things, and if you hold and drag to your left, you can just remove those things. Yeah. So let's now start with events. So events are the starting points of any program. When particular event happen, what you want your code to behave like. Say if I drag in this particular event which says space bar, so you can obviously choose any key in your keyboard you want. So if you click on one particular, say space, so this is starting point of your application or code. So when I say this a starting point, say let us take this example, let's go back into the motion and drag move. So if I click space bar, the cat should move. So I will bring back it to the normal position. So if I hit space, it should move. Yeah. So these are events which are act as the starting point of your program. So let's keep that way around. Next goes control. So controls are, by the name it seems, control section will be useful when you want to control your sprite or background or whatever scene you want to control. Say if you want to make this sprite move forever, so you can just put when this event is happened and you want to control it as in forever loop. So forever means it will keep on running until you click on the stop button here. Okay, so if I now press space, it will go. See, it went beyond our screen. If you open, you see it's this side of the screen. So when I click stop, it will stop and I'll bring back my kitten. So this is how control works. So sensing. So sensing in the sense, you see some object or mouse pointer or some particular block in your way and you want to go jumping over it or come back or bounce from that, that is called sensing. So if I say these are, again these sensing blocks are mostly used along with the controls. Say if I drag in if block, so I'll put it in here. So what I'm doing right now is when I click on spacebar, this thing should run forever, but when some particular event happens or if you send something, you need to perform some other thing, which I mean, say if I go to sense, if I say touching, let us put mouse pointer now, or you can just change to edge. So let me pull it out. So what this means is forever you will be moving 10 steps, but as on when you touch the edge of the screen, okay, this screen, you want some other action to be performed. When I say, let us go to sounds and play meow. So let us try out this. When I'm pressing spacebar, so this should happen. So let's see what happens. It's going, and I think you'll be able to feel that sound. Yeah, I'll just stop. It's annoying. Yeah. So I'll just bring back it. So when you're touching the edge, this is happening. So let us put it in, say 5 steps, like you can clearly see what's happening. So I am hitting spacebar, it's moving, no sound is there. Right on, when you hit the edge, it will start sounding. So this is how the sensing works. So operators and variables I'll probably cover in the next videos. These are very basic things what we can directly start off our small project. As we covered most of the basics for creating our projects, let's put this aside. We'll start to create a small mini project in this video, and coming videos will increase the different areas like operators, variables, what all you can do. So stay tuned for those videos. Yeah, in this video we'll create a mini project and we'll start that now. So I feel we can change your sprites. It's been we can, let's put him. Okay, bye sprite. Okay, where we want to put him now? You can by the way, you can click on here, right bottom corner, I guess. Yeah, you can click on here and you can choose different backdrops. Quickly let me see what might suit our new sprite. Okay, let us put under separate project. Okay, beach seems, oh yeah, beach seems quite okay. What we do is, let me just squeeze him down for just yeah, I hope this is visible. Yeah, so what we do is, we'll start implementing all our basic stuff what we learned now. So first, anytime you start a Scratch program, it's better you start with some kind of event. Let me bring this flag click. So flag is here, this you click and the rest of your program starts. So we'll make him move 10 steps when you click the flag. Okay, cool. Yeah, he's moving by click, but that doesn't make any fun, right? So we'll make him move continuously. So what we want to make, if we want to make him continuously move from one place to other? Yeah, obviously we need a control. So he needs to be moved forever. Yeah. So yes, you can just put him in forever. And caution, if you click forever now, he'll just vanish in just few seconds to this part. We'll come back to that as well. He's moving, yeah, pretty fast. So let me pull him back. So okay, what if you want him to like move some less steps in while doing? Yeah, let us put 5 here. Oh sorry, it's not 1 or 5, it's 5. Yeah, okay. He's moving a bit slow, but what I feel, he's moving like a robot. He's moving very robotic way. So let us see, he is having a different costumes or something, different postures when he walks. So if you hit on to costumes, you can see different postures available. So there are 4 postures available. Even if you want few more of the postures, you can create, or you can just upload your own posters. Okay, yeah, coming back to the code, whenever he moves 5 steps, I want him to change his position. So whatever we want to do is, you can just go to looks and pick up next costume. Yeah, here this block is next costume. Yes, just take a next costume. So what this means is, when I click flag, it will move forever, just 5 steps. After every 5th step, he'll change his costume. Let's see in action. Yes, I think you can see, but it's too fast to make him. So what we can do, we can make him move 5 steps, change position and wait for a second, like a little delay in when he's moving around. Okay, very subtle delay. So I go back to control. Yes, I'll take wait 1 second. I'll play this, but 1 second is too high. He'll take, it's like more of a slow motion walk right now. So what we can do is just quickly stop it here. We can put, say, what do you want to say, 0.5 seconds. Yeah, decimals also you can place in here. So yeah, but still you need some more realistic behavior of him. So let me quickly put 0.1. I think this goes to, it's still walking fast. We can just put in this. I'm doing continuously because I would have put some value, default value there, but you won't be able to see how that value got in there. So this is a process where you use your, okay, he's moving fast, a little fast, I want to reduce which particular thing I need to reduce, whether I need to reduce his movements or wait seconds or what. So this is my intention to show you these things. Yeah, I hope that's clear. This seems good. Let me increase his move steps as well, just like we'll put back to 10. I hope this was good. Yeah, seems he's walking in a good way. Let's bring him back to 100 to feel, yeah, you can see it properly. Okay, so let us put him back. You notice one thing, when I am clicking this, he's going till that part. Let him put, yeah. Yeah, he's going there, but he is like, if you, I'll put it in full screen. Yeah, it's juggling around here. If I want to make it look back normal, I want him to come back. See, it's not that when you have an obstacle you deeply follow that, right? You have to turn back when you see an edge. You can do that in very different way. First, let me put a basic thing here, which mean there is an option in motion. Yes. See, this option you can see under motion. If on edge, bounce. See, if he is on edge, he should bounce. Okay, let us pull him back. Okay, let us put here for the time sake. He's walking. Good. Okay, fine. At least he's walking back. Upside down, it's another way. We'll sort it out. Yeah. So now he is walking back, but in upside down. So if you see here, he'll be normal. Okay, why this is happening? By default, the rotation direction is in top to bottom. So if I say bounce, he'll obviously bounce in a 90 degrees position. So let us set his rotation style in left to right. When he goes to this edge, or where I say right, he should bounce to the left. When he is going on the left, he should bounce to the right. So you can see this rotation set rotation style. I'll pull that and put it here. Okay, so yeah, I'll just run and I'll let you know what it means. Yeah, see, now on edge, yes, that's perfect, right? You are moving to edge and you are walking back in. Fine. Okay, so you can choose different styles in here, like say rotation style. Don't rotate all around. If you want him to bounce, whatever you want to, you can just keep it around. Okay, these are like very simple thing we have seen. So now, yeah, you're clicking on this and he's moving, but what is your control on him moving around, whether he's moving on? So if you want your keystroke, say left arrow, right arrow, when you click left, he should move, he should be moving in left. Add 4 different events now. 1, 2, or you can also do right click and duplicate. You can just do that as well. You can just click on duplicate and you can drag and drop, or if you want these particular any block, if you want to duplicate, you can just do that as well. let me bring this out a bit and show it again. Okay. So yeah, let me pull this out for some time. Okay, so we should be having 4 different events now. So let me put this as up arrow, this as down arrow, should be left arrow, and this should be right arrow. So okay, now we have created 4 different events which will cater our 4 different arrow symbols in our keyboard. So when you click on top arrow, up arrow, that is you want your sprite to move up. When you click right, vice versa. So let me first drag in this move. Okay, probably I'll yeah. Now I'll probably introduce to one more concept, which is change by x, change by y. So yeah, let me put here x, one more x here, y, change by y, change by y again. I will just duplicate this block, duplicate. Okay, so this, when you say x and y, top axis is always y axis and this is x axis. So when you click up arrow, you want him to change y axis by 10, down arrow y axis by 10. Let me come back to that point. Right, if you click x by 10, left also x by 10. So good. So just I'm trying to click on up arrow, he's moving. I'm clicking down arrow, still he's moving up, and I'm clicking right arrow, is moving forward. Even if I'm clicking left arrow, is moving forward. So what the value should be to make him move accordingly? So negative values. So when you think him, he's in a 0,0 position. Okay, this position, the right, wherever he's standing right now, this position, his foot is in 0th position of x, and this foot is also on 0th position of y. So he's 0,0. Okay, if you want him to move upward, you want him to move positive way. If you want him to move downward, he should be moving in a downward negative way. Okay, the same way left and right. Let us make a bit smaller. You can just simply see how he should look like. Okay, yeah, now this should be y positive, x positive, y negative, x negative. Okay, let's keep him here. Now quickly, you want up arrow positive, down arrow should be negative, right? Similarly, right arrow should be positive and left arrow should be negative, right? Okay, now see, if I click, he'll go forward, upward, downward, backward, whatever your keystrokes are, he'll be moving in that particular keystrokes. Okay, cool. So let me add small detail. By this we will finish this video up, and we will continue more exciting games and animations in coming videos. Please stay tuned to this channel, Learn You Desire, and please click on subscribe button if you are enjoying till this part, and also share our video. Okay, so that more kids and more enthusiast students will come and learn these awesome concepts. Okay, let me quickly add something. Yeah, apple. Okay, so our character, let us name him Ben. Okay, you should be trying for apple. When he's clicking on apple, or when he's going to click on apple, we should have an feedback to us saying, okay, he's touched, some music kind of thing. Okay, so let us quickly do what we can do is, we add this property when Ben is coming and touching apple. This apple should produce some sound. We can do the other way also. We can also add some events to Ben and also ask Ben, whenever Ben touches, he should make some sound. apple. Now this is an empty block, right? Let me put him back. So this apple, this also should happen when we click something. So let us do one thing, just put a sensing block. Okay, if you want to check whether he's touching Ben, or when Ben is being touched to apple, you have to play some kind of feedback or sound. So if this is if block, you can find under control, click if. Just we are going to take sense touching this guy. Okay, this is costume name. Okay, what we need to do when this this condition gets satisfied, or this particular event is done? So we need to play some, this sound we need to play. Okay, let's click flag. Let's try moving him. But we are not able to see any sound. Let's see why this is happening. Let me tell you clearly. We made an event which should happen when this clicked and clicked. Now you are able to hear the sound. If you are not able to hear the sound, let me put some other feedback just in case if you are not able to hear this. Okay, I'll just sound and also hello. Say now I am not here. Okay, I have clicked flag. I am moving, but I am not able to listen, right? If I go back to apple, if I click flag now, you are able to listen and also see hello. So why this is happening? We have done everything correct. We have put if block where sensing is being arranged properly, sound, everything. But have you noticed we have something called event and controls? This is an event. It will fire only once, right? When we click on this, it will fire. Okay, it will start working. That's what I mean. So if you want continuously monitor for something, that's when loops come in. That is called for loop or repeat forever loop. So I'll just quickly go back to control. We'll see forever loop. Okay, I'll just place in. Okay, see how it snaps to the whole thing. Now what happened whenever we click? Okay, let us go back to apple. Let me take off this hello. Okay, now what happening? You see a constant yellow border around it. So this is happening forever. Whenever you go and touch apple, you see that continuous. When I come back, it stops. If you are not able to listen my audio, I'll just try to give you some other feedback where you can sense it's working. Say, let us do one thing. Let us make the apple grow by some size. Okay, whenever he touches. Okay, well, otherwise, that would do good. Or we will change the color. Yeah, we change the color. Okay, whenever he touches, he'll change the color. See, you see the apple changing color. When I come back, it will stop in whatever color it is. So if I go back, touching, so you see purple color apple. Yeah, so this is event which will fire only once, and this is a loop. Even if you have an event, if you remove this loop and just take this once, what it will happen is you will see. I'll just click. I'll go in there. Nothing happening. Why it's not happening? It's only sense when you are there. If I put him there and if I click flag, it will change the color. If you want to sense forever, you need to put this block around. So I'll just come back. Yeah, now I click. You see it's happening forever. So you see an yellow border around. When I go now, yes. Okay friends, you play around with these kind of projects. I'll try to link this project down in the description. You can just open this and you also can play around. I'll just try to name it learn you desire. You can feel free to learn whatever you need. Desire. Okay, so let me share this project to you in the description down below. So this is how you can create simple programs and animations in Scratch platform. Hello friends, thanks for watching this video till here. I hope this video is very entertaining and helpful to learn coding. Please stay tuned for the coming videos wherein we create much more awesome projects in Scratch. And also please share this video to your friends and families. Yeah, please hit that subscribe button and bell notification to get all my notifications when I upload a video. Thank you.